And away they go then for this Neptune Investment Management Great Voltigeur Stakes. Now where's the pace going to come from here? There was no obvious front runner. Thoughtworthy on the left in the white cap, Enki. Thomas Chippendale is third towards the near side, followed by Main Sequence out wide of the white-faced Noble Mission and Energizer, the former German-trained Energizer. Now with Godolphin is held up by Frankie Dettori in last place. It does look a fairly steady pace at 32 miles per hour down the back straight. And it's Thoughtworthy that leads in the hands of William Buick, who's come in for the spare ride aboard Planteur in the Juddmonte International due to Ryan Moore's injury incurred at Warwick last night. And William leading on Thoughtworthy from Enki in second place. And see the riders have their mounts under a tight rein in these early stages. Thomas Chippendale is in third, then Main Sequence the outside. Tom Quealy next on Noble Mission, and then at the back is Energizer. John, this was always on the cards that there was no obvious front runner. They've gone up a notch, 33 miles an hour, but it looks steady, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks steady, and the best place to be if you're on a horse that doesn't pull is the one in front, and I think William Buick's very happy at the moment. He'll just get round the bend, or before they turn into the straight, start just winding it up a little bit. He's on a horse that, from what we've seen, is an out-and-out galloper. Noble Mission's just taken a little bit of a keen tug, but he's got more pace than I thought, having watched him win at Goodwood last time. But you'd rather be on the horse in front at this stage. Just looks as though he's allowing him to stride on now, doesn't it? Thoughtworthy, who's gone 2.5, 3 lengths clear of Enki. The pace is much better now, and Thoughtworthy's got a useful little lead starting inside the final half mile, and the others are now playing catch-up. Enki in second, Main Sequence is bustled along in third. On the far side, Thomas Chippendale, then Noble Mission on the left, and at the back, Energizer, who's got a lot of ground to make up. So Thoughtworthy leads the way. They're beginning to close. Thomas Chippendale on the far side, Enki under a strong right-hand drive from Mikel Barcelona. Then Main Sequence, who needs to pick up from Noble Mission. They head inside the final furlong and a half. It's still Thoughtworthy, but here comes Main Sequence, the Derby runner-up, appearing on his outside, and Noble Mission trying to get there as well. Thoughtworthy, Main Sequence, Enki far side, then Noble Mission. Thoughtworthy is finally reeled in by Main Sequence, but the horse in front is sticking his neck out, and Thoughtworthy goes on to win the Great Voltigeur. Well, what a great ride from the front from William Buick. In second place then, it was Main Sequence. Enki third, Noble Mission, Thomas Chippendale, and at the back, Energizer. And as John Frankham noted, it was a slow pace. The best place to be in a slowly run race is pretty near or right on the front, and Thoughtworthy has just nicked this a little bit here. They were all playing catch-up early in the home straight. Main Sequence has done best to get the closest, but Thoughtworthy, under an excellent front-running ride, has stolen this Great Voltigeur Stakes. And one wonders, though, what clues for the final classic, and I doubt that Ballydoyle are too worried with Camelot going there as the hot favourite.
Thoughtworthy, between 6 and 8 to 1 this morning, has returned the 9 to 1 complete outsider of the sextet, Thoughtworthy. The runner-up is Main Sequence, the 13 to 8 favourite. Enki was third at 7 to 1, and John Gosden wins it for the third time in the last 6 years after Centennial and Lucano. Female on the exchanges, a cracking result for the layers there. They got a lot of them beat.
They certainly did. He was the outsider of the whole field, Thoughtworthy, and ironically he is related to St Ledger winner Lucano, of which John Gosden won with. At the moment, Ladbrokes are 3 on now. Camelot, Simon said that Ballydoyle wouldn't be too worried about that. They've shortened him up from 2 to 5 to 1 to 3 for their St Ledger.
Well, that's what you expect really from this particular horse, Thoughtworthy. John pointed out his strengths beforehand. He felt strongly that Epsom didn't suit him, and you can see why. He's very powerful and deep through the shoulder, really gallops. A flat track suited him. He was advantaged by the way the race unfolded, but he showed plenty of courage too, John.
I'd tell you what, I was thinking that maybe things had dropped his way until he was challenged by Main Sequence, who had every chance of beating him, and he wanted to win. He wanted to pull out that little bit more, and I think he's coming right at the right time of the year. I know they've got Great Heavens, we've got Camelot in it. It'll be very difficult to see this horse finishing outside the first 3 in the St Ledger.
Well done,
William. Well, beforehand there were doubts about an obvious pacemaker. You went forward, was that always the plan?
Yeah, he gallops well, stays very well, and he battled on really gamely. You know, he really sticks his head out. And you know, you have to admire horses like this because he always tries his best, and you know, he's done very little wrong in his career, and you know, obviously it was a very nice trial for the St Ledger.
Yeah, I mean, you quickened with about 4 to run as you came off the bend, and you caught a few of them unaware there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was always the plan, trying to get them to race and see how they'd handle it, you know, and this lad's come out the best.
Yeah, it looks as if you really appreciate the mile 6-2 in the Ledger.
Yeah, definitely.
Well done.
When you think that John Gosden has had, what, 3 Ledger winners since 2007, Lucano, Arctic Cosmos, Mars Marvel last year, who's to say that Thoughtworthy won't prove a worthy candidate come the day? Brilliant ride from the front there by William Buick, I thought.